Hello, Moss class. I am going to go over your SAM Module 7, Project 1A. So I'm starting here in Microsoft Office. If you notice, all you have to do is click on the link to get into Cengage. Once you're in Cengage, put in your information. Your username is your your username is your student ID, and your password is your birthday with dashes. Go ahead and log in. Once you log in, you already understand that your book pops up, launch the course. You guys have passed your module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we are jumping into 7. And I am going to go where it says Word Module 7, SAM Project 1. Hit Start. Once you hit Start, I am going to hit the back button because I already have that information, so I'm going to go to my instructions. You already know to download the instructions, and then here is my file. It was downloaded. So now that my file is downloaded, all I'm going to do here is click on my document. Alright, so this is what it looks like initially when you open up the document. You want to hit Enable Editing. Enable Editing is going to allow you to actually edit the document. So if you notice, once I did that, the information is up here as far as the SCWD 16_DA_ my name, and then -1. Please make sure you change that 1 to a 2 when you submit. So the first thing that we're going to do is it says we are developing a newsletter for the Springfield Business Incubator, which provides advice, office space, and other support to a startup business. So we're going to format this. It says to start formatting in the newsletter, turn on the automatic hyphenation for the document. So I want to go to my Layout tab. When I'm in my Layout tab, I'm going to go to where it says hyphenation, and I am going to turn it on to automatic. Next step. It says to increase the visual appearance of the newsletter, add a box border as the following. So it says add a box page border to the document. So I'm going to go back to my Design tab, Page Border. It's in Page Borders right here. It says Box. I'm going to click on that. The next thing, it says use thin outer line in thick inner line art border settings. Now this is a little tricky because I assumed initially it was style, but it's not. You're going to go to art, and it says it's the 15 from the bottom. So the easiest thing to do is to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Click the 15th one up, and then it tells me to change my color to teal accent 4. It's the 8th one in first row. Click it. Now I have this information. It's box border, color, art. Hit OK. You get your nice handy dandy border that goes around that. Next thing, move the insertion point to the blank paragraph before monthly newsletter, right here. Then it says insert word art using Fill Aqua 1 accent shadow. In my insert tab, here's my word art over here in the text box group. I click on it, and it's telling me that it wants me to use the Fill Aqua accent 1. So I go the second one over, Fill Aqua accent 1 shadow. Click on it. All right. Now what we're going to type in here is Springboard. Springboard. So you want to make sure you spell it right, because if you spell it wrong, it will be marked incorrect. So now we're going to format the word art shape so it fills the space at the top of the newsletter. So we're going to change the text wrapping to top and bottom. So click this, Right now it is in front of text. We want to go over here to where it says top and bottom. Next thing it says is resize the word art of the height of 1.4. So here is my size. I'm going to change that to 1.4. And then I'm going to change my width to 7. Once I do that, I'm on number 5 where it says to make the nameplate more eye-catching, apply the following formatting the word art text. Change the font to Century School Book, excuse me. So I'm going to highlight, Home tab. I think it's actually already on Century, but you can start typing it and hit enter and it pops up. It looks like this. Century School Book. Right here. I'm going to change my font from 36 to 72. And then once I do that, it says change the text fill color by applying the radial gradient accent 5 present. Alright, so I changed this a little bit specifically because mine was already preset to the colors that it needed to be, and I needed to show you guys exactly what it was. So it's radial gradient accent 5 preset gradient fill color. So that's the 5th column, 5th row in the preset gradient gallery. So I'm going to click back on my word art. I'm going to go over here to my format tab. I'm going to go to my text fill. Once I'm in my text fill, I'm going to go down to gradient. I'm going to go to more gradients. And then once I do that, I'm looking for accent 5. So I'm going to click this. And it says 5th column, 5th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click on that. Alright, so that's what it looks like initially. After you do that, it's telling you to change gradient 2 stop and 4 stop to teal. Okay guys, because I don't want to record another video, I'm just going to talk about the mistake that I just made. So literally all I'm going to do is come here. I'm going to go gradient, more gradient. I'm going to go to gradient fill, but the color that I'm actually supposed to use is right here. So it's telling me that it's accent 5. This is accent 5. This is just accent 1. So I'm accent 5, and then it says darker 25%. So this is accent 5, darker 25%. Click on that. It's going to be the first stop that it changes. Next thing I'm going to do is this. It tells me to change stop 2 and 4. So here's stop 2. And it tells me to change the color to teal accent 4, darker 25%. So I'm going to come over here. This is teal. This is teal. This is teal accent 4, and it wants me to change it to darker 25%. So I'm going to go down here. Here's my darker 25%. Click it. It said do the 2nd and the 4th, so I'm going to do the same thing for the 4th tab. Click that. Color, teal, darker 25%. Like that. And then the 3rd stop should actually be purple, accent 5, darker 25% as well. So it should look like it's going in and out. Next step, it says apply. I can exit out of this now. Now it says apply the wave 2 text effect. So these are my text options here. I'm going to click this down arrow by text effect. I'm going to go to transform. Here are my options. It tells me to select wave 2, which is this one. So it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one down, 2nd one over. Click at it. Good. Now you're done with that particular one. Next one. It says incorporate the SBI logo into the nameplate as followed. So it's saying crop the picture to remove only the dark red outline. So click on the picture. Yeah, it looks a little bit hard to see, so I just zoomed in a little bit so you guys can see it. Now I'm clicking this. I'm going to go to format. I'm going to crop it for you. So I'm just going to go in. You get these black lines that pop up. Just go in a little bit. Make sure you don't crop the actual icon. Once you do that, hit crop, and now it looks like this. So I cropped it and it's remove. Now it's saying change the picture color to purple accent color 5 light. So I'm on number 6. So I'm going to click on where it says color, and it says change it to purple accent 5 light. So that's dark. You select this. This is purple accent 5 color light. So it's the third one down and is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 option over. Once I do that, then it says change the text wrapping style to behind the text. Click it. Here's my text wrapping, and I'm going to put it behind the text. Second one down, second one over. Click it. Once it's behind the text, now I'm going to rotate the picture so it shows in the figure. So one thing that I noticed is that it has to be rotated pretty heavily. So if you don't rotate it like almost all the way over, it's going to mark it incorrect. So you want to make sure that you rotate it where it needs to be. Okay? Next. It says, separate the article from the issue information paragraphs as follow. Apply the custom bottom border to the issue information paragraph monthly newsletter issue 12 using the solid bottom gradient top border style. Okay. So I'm going to highlight monthly newsletter issue 12 and let go. Once I do that, design tab. I can either go design tab or I can come over here, home tab, and go to my borders. You can go to bottom border, but I like borders and shading. When I go to borders and shading, I can select custom. And when I select custom, it's telling me that it wants a solid bottom gradient top border style. So once again, borders and shading, custom. So it tells me that my style is it's located the 4th style from the bottom. So I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Click that one. Then it's telling me that it wants my color to be teal accent 4. So here's my teal accent 4. It's the 8th column in the 1st row. Click it. That changes. Let's make sure we got bottom border. So if you know that when you hit custom and it's highlighting the same thing when you preview it, we want to actually apply it to the paragraph. And then we want to select here, here, here. Actually, we don't want these. We want just that one, which is the bottom border. Good. So we click the second one down on the preview, and then we made sure we had changed that to paragraph. Hit OK. And now you get the line under newsletter. Good. Next. It says, move the insertion point at the beginning of the first body paragraph, color, plays, service, branding. Color, plays, significant, Oh, service branding is at the end right here. So color, plays, and then it says, insert a continuous break to prepare for setting the article text in columns. So I'm going to go over here to where it says layout. Here are my breaks. It tells me that it wants me to put a continuous section break on there. Let's select continuous. It looks like it didn't do anything, but it actually did. Next thing, it says display the text in 3 columns. So I'm going to highlight everything.